Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. Well, last time you remember, we explored the outer ring of Atlantis, singled out all of the rooms, and we are now in the canal between the outer ring and the middle ring. And thankfully getting around here is pretty easy. We've got the spindles here, and they do respond to our keys. Now, you don't actually need to explore the whole canal area, but I'm going to go ahead and show you everything just for the sake of completeness, because I'm a little obsessive-compulsive that way. But there's not much to see on the canal apart from piles of bones.
It's a stone disc with lunar images carved into it.
And the first set of gates respond to the sunstone, the second to the moonstone, the third to the world stone, and then the world stone leads you to the entrance to the inner ring. But thankfully all we need to get is along the left path of the canal. At the one stop you can make that leads somewhere.
Must have been part of some ancient machine.
Because we've got an ancient gear, but more. There is a diagram on the back of this cupboard for some reason.
This?
And the trick here is that you can see that we've got the crescent here, and then the sun here, and these show the positions that you want to have the spike gear and the crescent gear in order to get the statue to move its arm to the indicated position. So basically it comes down to the crescent's on the left, and then you raise the gear up or down depending on whether you want the arm to move up or down. Now it is possible to trial and error this puzzle that's coming up, but you need enough orichalcum to trial and error it, which is part of why I made so much. And there's the gate with the world stone and the entrance to the middle ring. And behold, a big bronze door, and more crabs. And this is why we brought the ladder with us. Alright, let's go ahead and open up the chest plate. Now we will need to get the chain back up and running. But there's not enough slack to attach it to the door, so we're going to have to fix the statue's inner workings first. So let's see, we want it on the left. And we use the gear here to have the, triangle 1, 2, 3 points. Have a little robot area in the mouth, and we want to lower it, so we'll go ahead and put that there.
It can't move anymore in that direction.
And that actually just makes the head turn a bit.
It can't move anymore in that direction. I can't put it there. I can't put it there. It can't move anymore in that direction.
Okay. There we go. So we take this chain
I gotta
here.
get down from here first.
So now we can take the chain. Stretch it to the loop. Now switch the gears. And voila! And we'll go ahead and take the gears back because you never know. But more importantly, we now have this hinge pin. And why is that important? Well, remember we have a certain companion, a certain feisty redhead, who we kinda sort of might need to rescue. And that is going to be the instrument of her release. And yeah, as I said, you don't need to take the other pathway down the canal. But you can. You know, not much as except a crumbled archway that Indy will note. Well, let me just have him say it.
I'll never get through here.
Hey, don't sell yourself short, man. You managed to dig your way through 2 collapsed tunnels with a ship rib. Of course, we don't have the ship rib anymore, so... Actually, wait, we do. I forgot that in team mode, you do get to keep the ship rib for the rest of the game.
I have a handful of beads.
And a fistful of dollars. So we use the sunstone with that spindle. And back where we started. But this time, we can float to this side of the canal and not have to get wet or worry about the octopus anymore. And as I said before, you can leave Sophia to rot in the cell, but it will change the ending of the game.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Maybe we'll think of something. It looks pretty heavy. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, picking up Sophia.
I don't think that'll work.
You'll never know unless you try, Andy. Open, Sophia! This is not that type of game, and I just messed up the soundtrack with the attempt. Alright.
I don't think that'll work.
I'm trying to pull the cage.
I can't move it.
Okay, open the cage.
What makes you think this is safer now?
I've got a plan.
Which is?
Brace the cage with the pinch pin!
Brace the cage with a hinge pin.
You know, that just might work. There! You know, I ought to slug you.
Come on, Sophia, don't be angry.
Angry? You left me rotting in this hellhole!
Well, if that's how you feel, maybe you should stay here.
Maybe I will.
Great idea.
Fine.
Fine.
What was that?
I'm not sure. I think Nur-Ab-Sal made me do it.
Is that so? Dangerous fella, that Mr. Sal.
Yeah. Well, we better be going. I can't. It's wedged in too tight.
That's what she said. Okay.
Sophia,
Well?
any idea where we are?
Some sort of dungeon, I guess. Strange. I always thought Atlanteans were too advanced to need dungeons.
What do we do now?
Let's get out of here. Somewhere beyond the waterway, Nur-Ab-Sal is calling my name.
Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Yeah, you ever think about how the Rainbow Connection could be read to be a tale of Lovecraftian horror? Well, I have. Anyway.
You can hold my hand if you're scared.
Don't push your luck, Jones.
Listen,
Yes?
I wonder where the rest of the Nazis are.
If we stay here much longer, we'll probably find out.
Fair point, so let's get moving. And it automatically jumps us directly to the canal. Probably because they didn't want to bother coding Sophia into all of the different rooms on the outer ring. I'm just speculating about that. Oh, solo mio. Di.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Here we are.
So what are we waiting for? Let's go!
You know, Atlantis is an eerie place.
Yeah, this isn't exactly how I imagined the splendor of the Lost City.
This must be one of the canals Plato wrote about.
It can't be! Plato wrote of great waterways stretching as far as the eye could see. This seems like one of the sewers.
What do we do now?
Let's just keep moving.
Actually, did he write about great waterways? Let's see. In shame, I hereby do recant the time and place of which Siratas spoke in rendering Egyptian to Greek. He made a tenfold error. Instead of lying 3,000 miles hence, Atlantis may as well have been 30,000 miles away, or perhaps it was less than 300 miles from our own shores. Let's see, 360 miles northwest of the city, greater 450 miles away southeast. And you can tell this is my original playthrough because it's got completely different notes about what the world stone and everything required from when I was doing the Wits and Fist path. And it was said that the dwellers of Atlantis had no horses, nor any need of them, Orichalcum, the metal that glittered, had fire, and thus they had it instead. They cast into shiny beads and used them as we do minted coins, paying statues to do their work as if by magic. When their colonies were failing, wise men carved strange devices out of amber to search for the metal, but only proud Atlantis ever yielded a supply. And the waters rose around their city. The kings of Atlantis, one after another, sought to hold off fate. Knowing mortal man would never rule the sea, they planned a huge colossus, which by use of orichalcum, 10 beads at a time, would make them like the gods themselves. Nur-Ab-Sal was one such king. He it was, say the wise men of Egypt, who first put men in the colossus, making many freaks of nature, at times when the celestial spheres were well aligned. Yeah, I don't see anything about canals in there, but then again, we are reading the edited version. So, into the inner ring.
Indy, Nur-Ab-Sal is here. I sense his presence.
Hold on a minute. Are you feeling okay?
Never better. I feel
all-powerful.
You look kind of lost to me.
I'm not lost. I'm nearly
Home.
This seems homey to you?
Yes, very.
Brrr. Oh, for crying out loud.
In here, Indy. Follow me.
And yep, more misshapen bones.
Ah, Dr. Jones.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Wait, what?
Hey,
I hear you.
come on, Sophia, let's get out of here.
Never.
I'm staying right here with the spirit who guides my thoughts.
Sophia, is that you?
The woman that was is now...
The king that shall ever be.
Address me accordingly, please.
So are you a girl or a guy now, or what?
Flesh means nothing. I am the great spirit incarnate.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Why are you acting like this?
Acting like what? Speak your mind.
Churl.
You sound like you're possessed.
Possessed? By what?
By Nur-Ab-Sal.
Well, you're wrong. We're just friends.
Yeah, just because he's taken total possession of my body, that doesn't mean anything bad.
Hey,
Speak, mortal.
are you coming with me or not?
I'm not going anywhere.
Jeez, this place gives me the creeps.
Oh, I find it exceptionally...
Restful.
Yeah, the stone beds sure look comfy.
Silence, fool.
What's making you so weird?
What do you mean?
Churl.
Let me talk to the mortal woman.
Make it quick. The time for human frailty is past.
I think your necklace is driving you nuts.
That's absurd. For the first time in my life, my mind is perfectly clear.
Come on, Sophia, hand over the necklace.
I can't. In 10 years, I've never let it out of my grasp. Now, I can't even force myself to take it off. Oh, Indy, I'm doomed.
Well, maybe not.
Mind if I look at your necklace?
And yeah,
Why is it flashing like that?
if there were not a great indication that bad things were happening, that's a pretty bad sign. But thankfully, It's an Atlantean artifact. They tend to heat up when they get orichalcum, so...
Ah! Ow! That medallion is hot.
Drop it, why don't you?
Nur-Ab-Sal won't let me. No!
Sorry, Sophia. So long, Nur-Ab-Sal.
Thanks, Indy. If you hadn't done that, I'd be as dead as that monster.
She looks fine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now we can't use that whole looking at the necklace excuse to, well, anyway.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Jeez, this place still gives me the creeps.
Me too.
Well, thankfully, we don't have to stick around here for much longer.
Bones don't grow like this naturally. Where do you suppose they come from? Look at those feet, or whatever they were.
Yeah, flipper babies.
Mars? Bones don't grow like this naturally. Where do you suppose they come from? Mars? Hell? I bet this one never won a beauty contest. Look at those feet, or whatever they were.
Nope, there's just one other
It's a
thing.
bronze rod, probably a king's scepter. This was a hinge pin that held up the door.
But yeah, we have managed to save Sophia from a life of eternal servitude to Nur-Ab-Sal. Well, eternal until this place inevitably blows up or gets flooded. And now I got the weird elephant style shapes on here, which reminds me a bit of Yag of Yuggoth from The Tower of the Elephant by Robert E. Howard, a fine pulp story. If you've never read it, it is in public domain. So you should be able to find that one on Project Gutenberg or a number of other websites for free. But, yeah. That one's probably the quintessential Conan the Barbarian dungeon crawl story, as well as a connection to the works of H.P. Lovecraft, albeit indirectly. And I just spontaneously had that come to mind while looking at all this, because this is very deep old one, aliens from beyond pulp, which, you know, you'd expect that in Indiana Jones type story, but yeah, enough of my literary musings. I think we're going to go ahead and close this chapter out here. And next time we will continue exploring the Middle Ring of Atlantis. We'll see you next time.